This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael. I've had my lunch today, and it was, well, pretty close to what everybody in this movie had to eat. Coffee and Cigarettes is a somewhat comedic anthology film from Jim Jarmusch made back in 2003, though its production stretches as far back as 1987, apparently. The film is split up into 11 short, unrelated segments, though they all have commonalities, from the titular coffee and cigarettes being shared between people, to some other details in physical or conversational matters. Most of all, though, every interaction gets just a little bit awkward, though I suppose it wouldn't be very entertaining otherwise. The connections between shorts are pretty plain to see within the first few segments, which are also the earliest produced of the bunch, and probably made with those connections more strictly in mind. Afterwards, things become a bit more loose, with the blatant threads giving way to more subtle ideas and subjects, but they do still have connectivity that makes the film feel like one of Jarmusch's earlier anthology films. Different on a surface level, but coming together more completely as you pick up on the subtleties. In the case of this movie, those elements range from lines of dialogue to camera angles, and again, they tend to come and go as the shorts move on, though there is still enough to keep it all stylistically cohesive. The fact that everything is in black and white helps. As for the actual stories within the scenes, while the primary elements are similar, the individual settings, characters, setups, and payoffs differ wildly. The cast, some of whom portray unnamed roles, and others who portray fictional versions of themselves, meet up in dingy bars, restaurants and cafes, high-class hotel lounges, or run-down establishments that don't even resemble an eatery. They all have similar furnishings, they all serve coffee, and actually they don't all allow smoking. Despite the surface-level variations, the general tone between segments is maintained, with the characters meeting for whatever reason and engaging in conversation, sometimes amicable, sometimes awkward, and in a few cases engaged in some sort of conflict. It makes for a nice cross between short character studies and small slice-of-life anecdotes. Maybe even something like a dialogue or performance practice for acting students. At the very least, though, the movie does come through like an exercise for the director, not only encapsulating his directorial style as it has changed over time, but also the versatility of the concept at hand and the different ways that one simple idea can be written and expressed, as well as an experiment in how those different stories could still be connected in the end. Coffee and Cigarettes, Jim Jarmusch, 2003. 4 stars. I'd recommend giving it a try. The movie, that is, not... That's it for me. If you liked this review, leave it a like. If you didn't, leave a comment. As always, subscribe to the channel for more reviews. I'd make the usual joke about this movie making me hungry, but again, I've had my lunch today. Coffee was part of it. The other part was theater popcorn.